New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
Zohran Mamdani was elected mayor of New York. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Wednesday, November 5th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Just after 9:30 p.m. Eastern last night, the Associated Press called the New York mayoral race for Zohran Mamdani. Mamdani is a relative newcomer to the political scene. He's a state assemblyman, and now will be the first Muslim mayor of the country's biggest city. To win, he defeated former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo twice, in the Democratic primary and again in the general election. Mamdani spoke to his supporters at a jubilant victory party last night.
The conventional wisdom would tell you that I am far from the perfect candidate. I am young, despite my best efforts to grow older. I am Muslim. I am a democratic socialist. And most damning of all, I refuse to apologize for any of this.
President Donald Trump is not a fan. He has threatened to stop federal funds from going to New York if Mamdani won. The 34-year-old electrified a wide array of voters with an unapologetically left-wing message and savvy use of social media. When he takes office in January, though, Mamdani will have to deal with big challenges. And Democrats now face a battle over who defines their party. That brings us to our second story. Democrats also swept other key elections across the country. Abigail Spanberger became the first woman elected governor of Virginia. The former House member and CIA case officer ran a centrist campaign focused on affordability, healthcare, and education. In New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill was elected governor, fending off a Republican challenger. And in California, a ballot measure will have big implications for the rest of the country. Voters approved a proposition to redistrict their state. The aim is to give Democrats a better chance of picking up more seats in the House of Representatives, just as Republican states are doing their own redistricting. California Governor Gavin Newsom spoke yesterday about what it would mean for Democrats to reclaim the House in next year's midterm elections.
And let me make this crystal clear. We can de facto end Donald Trump's presidency as we know it the minute Speaker Jeffries gets sworn in as Speaker of the House of Representatives. It is all on the line, a bright line in 2026.
Yesterday's Democratic victories were the first major political blow to President Trump since he reclaimed the Oval Office last year. But the party will have to figure out what kind of candidate, a Mamdani or a Spanberger, will give them the best chance of victory next year and beyond. Number 3. At least 7 people died after a cargo plane crashed in Kentucky. The UPS flight caught fire and crashed shortly after departing Louisville's airport for Hawaii. There were 3 crew members on board. It crashed into an area containing 2 businesses, including an auto parts store. That business said it did not know how many customers could have been on site at the time. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear gave updates at a press conference yesterday.
Anybody who has seen the images and the video know how violent this crash is. And there are a lot of families that are going to be waiting and wondering for a period of time.
An investigation into the cause of the crash is underway, and officials said the death toll is expected to rise. The government shutdown is now the longest in U.S. history. That's number 4. At the end of the day yesterday, the shutdown eclipsed the 34-day record set in President Trump's first term. This crisis will shave at least $7 billion off the nation's annual economic output. That's according to the nonpartisan bookkeeper of Congress. Any potential deal to end the shutdown remains in flux. I've explained this a few times before, but the reasons haven't changed, so here it is again. Democrats say they won't fund the government until Republicans agree to extend health insurance subsidies. But Republican leaders say they won't negotiate until Democrats vote to reopen the government. In that void, President Trump and his officials have pried away many of Congress's constitutional spending powers. They have also moved to fire thousands of federal workers from departments the president has dubbed Democrat agencies. Number 5. A new pill is raising hope for patients who have one of the deadliest kinds of cancer. Last year, a doctor told 69-year-old Debbie Orcutt she had pancreatic cancer. That is the third leading cause of U.S. cancer deaths. Her diagnosis was so bad that the doctor refused to say how long she had to live. So she decided to take an experimental drug. And last week, a scan revealed her tumor had shrunk by 64%. Now, the pill she took, called daraxonrasib, has been awarded a fast-track review by the FDA based on early clinical trial results. The new accelerated process is supposed to help get promising drugs to patients fast. Reviews, which could take over a year, can now be completed in as little as a month. More college students are choosing 2 majors. That's number 6. At the University of Wisconsin-Madison, nearly 1 in 3 students have declared a second major. They're doing it because they're worried about getting jobs. The unemployment rate for new graduates is now higher than workers overall, and artificial intelligence is reshaping entry-level work. So, students are wagering that having 2 majors could be good insurance against an unpredictable job market. And they're right to think so. A study last year found that graduates who had 2 majors were 56% less likely to be laid off, have their pay cut, or suffer other negative effects in economic downturns. And at number 7, Tom Brady said he cloned his dog. The retired quarterback revealed yesterday that his young dog has a very interesting backstory. The dog, reportedly named Junie, was created from the DNA of a previous family pet, Lua. Lua had her blood drawn before she died in 2023 so she could be cloned. Rest in peace, Lua. Brady thanked a company called Colossal Biosciences for their cloning services. He also happens to be an investor in that company. If you're curious about this process, it costs about $50,000 to clone a cat or a dog, and $85,000 for a duplicate horse. Brady is just the latest celebrity to clone an animal. Paris Hilton used the same company for 2 clones, and Barbra Streisand got 3. But critics like PETA say cloning is not the answer for those grieving the loss of a beloved pet. They say it is a better move, and a lot cheaper, to adopt a new furry friend from a shelter. All right, you're all caught up. If you are sick and tired of listening to ads, there's something you can do about it. If you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. All you have to do is find the Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes, or just head over to washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.